The Domino Brownie. Once there was a brownie called Twinkles who worked for Santa Claus in his castle. There were a great many little folk there, working hard all year round to get thousands of toys ready for old Santa to put in his enormous sack at Christmas time. Twinkles had one special job to do, and that was to paint the spots on the dominoes. He was very good at this. He had pots of all kinds of different colours, and he carried his paintbrushes in a leather holder fastened to his belt. He painted blue spots on yellow dominoes, red spots on black ones, orange spots on brown ones, and of course did a great many black spotted dominoes too. But one day he got a bit bored with his dominoes. He'd done 364 that day, and he was tired of it. He looked around for a bit of mischief, and saw quite near to him the three gnomes, Snippy, Snappy and Snorum, bending over a doll's house, neat and clean in their white overalls. "I'll paint them like dominoes," thought Twinkles, and in a trice he had painted a double 3 on Snippy, 5-4 on Snappy, and double 6 on Snorum. How funny their backs looked, to be sure. Twinkles began to giggle. He looked around for something else to do, and he caught sight of the big plain doors. He would make them all into big dominoes. So while the other workers were at dinner, Twinkles made 4 doors into dominoes. One door was 2-3, another was 5-1, the third was double 4, and the last was blank 2. Naughty Twinkles! The doors did look funny. And then he saw some dolls waiting for their faces to be painted in, and in a trice Twinkles had given them domino faces. How strange they looked! Twinkles chuckled, and then he stood still in a fright. He had heard the voice of Santa Claus, who just happened to be paying a flying visit that afternoon.
"Now what's all this, what's all this?"
came his big, booming voice.
"Here are my doors all staring at me like dominoes, and you gnomes seem to have dominoes overalls. And bless us all if the dolls haven't got domino faces too. This won't do," said Santa, picking up a doll whose face was a double 5. "What do you suppose the children will say if I gave them dolls with faces like this? Who did it?"
"I did," stammered Twinkles.
"Well, finish your job and take a week's notice," said Santa. "Can't have anyone playing about like this with children's toys."
Poor Twinkles! He finished his work, and then at the end of the week he saw another domino brownie coming to do his dominoes. Sadly, he picked up the only pot of paint he had over and left the castle. He came to our world, and for a long time he wandered about, asking if he might paint dominoes on different things. He wanted to paint domino spots on a tortoise shell, and on birds' eggs, and on snails, but not a single creature would let him. At last he found one that said yes, he would like domino spots to make him pretty. So what do you think he does now? Guess. He paints little black spots on the red backs of the little ladybirds. Look at them. They're like tiny curved dominoes. I hope you catch Twinkles at work one day. Wouldn't that be fun?